What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. Ausar Thompson of the Detroit Pistons has been a beast in Summer League. He's really blown me away. I want to talk about his Summer League, his projection, because I think he's really one of the most tantalizing prospects, and Summer League's blown me away, plain and simple. So I do have a couple of questions for you guys before I get into it. What are your takeaways from Ausar Thompson's Summer League performances? Where do you rank him amongst the Pistons' young core in terms of, who you're most excited to watch? And overall, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you to see him play in the NBA? I'm kind of going to answer those questions as I go through this video. Before I do, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. Please like the video. But let's talk about Ausar Thompson's Summer League play. My takeaways from his Summer League is that he looks like an absolutely exceptional defender, like going to be all NBA defense one day. Just oozing potential on that end. Very good timing, super quick hands. One thing I love about him is that he fights over screens and then he kind of stays attached to the ball handler and he doesn't fall asleep off ball. So defensively, this dude looks like an absolute star. He's averaging like 2.3 blocks and 2.7 steals. And yes, it is Summer League, so we can always take this with a grain of salt. But when you're looking at these Summer League guys, you got to see what can they do. This dude locks up. More takeaways from his Summer League. He just looks like a Swiss Army knife, and he looks hyper athletic. Like he's one of those dudes that absolutely jumps out the gym. He levitates when he goes to the rim. And I think overall, he looks like he has a pretty solid handle, can finish at the rim with both hands, is a really good outlet passer, really good passer in general. Excellent defender, as I already said. Very good rebounder. He's averaging like 9 rebounds a game. I think we're like midway through the third quarter in the Summer League game right now that he's playing against the Spurs, and he already has 10 rebounds. So the hyper athleticism is on full display, and he also had an absolutely just a masterful dunk over one of the Spurs players. Absolute poster. I'll see if by the time I'm done with this video I can upload some footage of that. But all those things look true so far with him. Looks like a guy that can do a lot of everything. And the only real question about him is his jump shot. And he's not a great shooter coming in, and he hasn't been a great shooter in Summer League in terms of from distance, things like that. But you got to be patient with these young guys. A lot of young guys come into the league and are not good shooters. That's just par for the course for a lot of young players. Got to be patient. Just enjoy the ride, enjoy the build up to when he eventually becomes a good shooter, because seems to be a guy that works very hard at his craft. And I don't really worry about that long term. Just be patient. But I also think he's a super high IQ player, because being a really good defender, you got to be smart. You got to be able to see things before they happen. You got to be able to anticipate. And I think he does that at a very elite level. And then it's also, he crashes the boards, and then he's immediately looking up for the next guy, right? He drives, he's kind of looking at not the first initial pass, he's looking for the second pass. Like he kind of seems to notice a lot of the small details out there. And anytime you get a high IQ young guy, that just bodes so well for their potential. And the dude's absolutely like nuclear explosive in terms of going to the rim. He's going to have a lot of posters in his NBA career. But I think at the very minimum, they got an absolutely exceptional defender, a dude that's going to crash the boards, play hard as hell, and is explosive in transition. We'll see how the jump shot forms over time. But this just looks like a really good pick for the Pistons. Going right behind his brother, Ausar Thompson, who looked really good before he was done. I like what I'm seeing out of Ausar Thompson. I don't know exactly how many minutes he's going to play on this Pistons team, but their young core is something that is super tantalizing, just like Ausar Thompson is. They got a lot going on. That's why kind of one of my questions is, where do you rank him amongst the Pistons young core? And yes, we've only seen him in Summer League. Very little of overtime elite that we were able to see of him. But if you're looking at it, obviously you got Cade, right? Cade's probably the top dog on the team. You have Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren, Ausar Thompson, Beef Stew. I don't even know if you count Bagley as a young guy anymore, but James Wiseman. They got so many young guys on this team. There's a lot of opportunity here, and I think Cade's gonna be your 1, Ivey's gonna be your 2, but the 3 spot's kind of open. So I think Ausar Thompson could really mold himself. He's a 6'7" guy that's hyper athletic. He's going to be able to play that 3 very well. And I think he can probably be able to play off of the ball relatively easily because of how good he is defensively. You want to be able to play off the ball and be able to shoot. But I think those things will come with time. And I mean, if you're a Pistons fan, like, you got to be super excited for this guy, because anytime you get somebody that looks like he can play day one, looks like he can come and make an impact day one, he's not going to be he'll be a project in terms of like the shooting and stuff, but like he's going to be able to make an impact in terms of defending, rebounding, passing, creating, all those good things. That's looking good. That's looking really good. It's a lot to be excited about if you're a Pistons fan. And he's going to be a young guy that's like, this is kind of something I pointed and alluded to with the Chet Holmgren video I did not too long ago. He's going to be a young guy that, like, the pressure's not going to be all on him. Like, he's not going into a situation where he has to be the guy. That's not the case. It's going to be Cade Cunningham, number one option. It's going to be Jaden Ivey, probably number two option. And then you have Duren. You have all those other guys that I mentioned. I love Jalen Duren. He could get a whole nother video to himself. But, like, he's going to be most nights the third, fourth, fifth option that you're looking at. And that's something that for young guys, that pressure is way different when you're not the guy that's getting keyed in on every single night. How would you grade Ausar Thompson's Summer League? I would give him an A. I've been absolutely blown away with his game. Very, very impressed. What has impressed you about his game? I think there's a lot of different things you can point out. Kind of just seems to be very, very solid at almost everything. Can't wait to see hit the electrifying plays, the defense, things like that just jump off the page to you. And where do you rank him amongst Detroit's young core? Because there's so many different guys on this team that are so talented, and they're getting a good coach in Monty Williams to really kind of bring the most out of these young guys. He seems like a player's coach that is for young dudes to be successful. So I'm super excited for Ausar Thompson. The Detroit Pistons' future is one of the brightest in the league. You got teams like OKC who are ready to explode. The Orlando Magic have a lot of good things going. Drafting Anthony Black, he looks really, really good. You got the Pistons, they look like they're in that top 3-4 teams that you can kind of shift around and, for terms of best young teams in the league or most potential, whatever you want to go with here. They just look fun. They look like they're going to be a lot of fun, and basketball for Detroit Pistons fans hasn't been fun for a very long time. So it just being fun is a step in the right direction. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video. But I love Ausar Thompson's game. Loving the Summer League performance. Deserves a little bit of credit. He's kind of going a little bit under the radar. And I can't wait to watch him play in the NBA against NBA teams. It's going to be a lot of fun for Pistons fans this year. Thanks for watching. I'm done. Peace.